Is he
jerking him off? Welcome back to the news. This is a special edition of the news. The Goat House investigates.
Finger pistols? That's some good music.
First investigation, Davante Adams, a little pissed off last night. A little bit. Pushed, what is that, a microphone guy, a boom guy? Cameraman, all the above. There's no camera on it, but he's trying to do his job. Davante Adams, he shoves him. Let's roll the film. And that's the only way to investigate, really, is if we take a look at the film here. Boom! There he goes. He's gone. Done.
Near blocking the back.
Near blocking the back. They're not afraid to call that these days. But this is kind of off the field. See how it is? It's is he still on the field? I see some grass there, but it's tough to tell from that angle. But so we're here to, is Davante Adams busted? Should he be suspended? You know what? Let's get another look.
Yeah, do we have another angle?
We're gonna get another angle though.
Okay, yeah.
We are gonna get another angle here to make sure, just to double check, because sometimes a different angle could look a different way here.
That's true.
Here we go. Better quality on this one.
Oh.
See, on this one, it just looks like really bad timing. Like this guy just hops right in front of him, like maybe he shouldn't have. And Adams kind of reactions, just gives him a shove. And I've seen people say, if you look at it from this angle, it definitely doesn't look as bad, and maybe he's not in the wrong. I'm going to go ahead and say those people are wrong. It doesn't look as bad from this angle, but
you don't do that.
He shoves him down. He puts a little oomph into it.
Yeah.
And then he kind of gives him a little stare down too. See that?
Yeah. What is that about?
A little stare down. And then he could have went and helped the guy up. Like if it was an accident.
Right.
I don't know how this. First of all, I don't know how this would be an accident. But he could have went and helped the guy up. He kind of just kept walking there and just didn't give a shit. So
this guy's suing, right?
He filed a police report.
Nice.
He's going to milk it a little bit.
Nice.
I'm sure he's all right, but he's going to milk it. I'm thinking he's busted. Suspended.
He has to be suspended. I mean, this is...
You're in agreement? Busted?
Busted.
He's busted big time?
Did you see his apology, we'll call it afterwards?
Who's he apologizing to?
To the guy.
Yeah, but who? It felt like he was apologizing to the camera.
He wasn't even apologizing.
Yeah?
He just said something about how, like, the guy walked in front of me. You're just like, that's not an apology, dude. Just
sorry that the guy walked in front of me.
That's pretty much what he said.
I mean, technically, he did walk in front of him here, but...
But even if you accidentally knock him down, help him up.
Like,
oh, dude, I'm sorry.
Up to this point, it's justified. He's not busted. I wouldn't bust him based off this.
Right.
But then he kind of, again, gives him a little something extra. So then it's like, I'm kind of in the middle. This is not looking good. But then he kind of stops and stares him down a little bit.
Does he feel like a big boy?
He feels like a big boy.
I don't understand.
That's when you know. Like if a guy kind of gives you I feel like a big boy
stare.
Yeah, then it's not good. He's kind of busted. We caught him with that stare, and then he just kept walking, and then didn't help him up. So it kind of got all the way to the. He's busted big time for me.
Suspend him.
Suspend him. How many games?
One, just one.
One game?
Or fine him something. Give him something like, well, dude, what are you doing? Dude, you don't do that. You just don't do that. Even if I could see, like, sometimes you accidentally walk into somebody, you give them the old Midwestern, oop, one of those.
Midwestern, that's what they call it?
That's a Midwestern thing, I think. But, yeah, I could see, like, again, I could see if he, like, he got scared and kind of, like, pushed him out of, like, whoa. But it was just complete. He didn't care. You said he stared him down. We saw the film. We broke it down. Bottom line is he's busted. Find the guy, suspend the guy, whatever you got to do.
He's busted. All right. Enough with that investigation. On to the next one. So Russell Wilson and the Broncos, that shit show last Thursday night wasn't pretty. Russ definitely did not cook, at least in that game. And, I mean, you see the way that soapy hands Melvin Gordon looks at him. That's not good. If the guy with soapy hands is looking at you like that, that's not good. There's multiple pictures of him looking at him kind of funny. And then you got KJ Hamler obviously throwing a tantrum, slamming his helmet on the ground, clearly not happy with Mr. Russ. So we're here to figure out if Russell Wilson is he busted or is he all right still? Has he been exposed by his team? Does his teammates really worried about him? Are they thinking this guy most certainly cannot cook? We got fooled. Or are they like, hey, Russ, you're our guy. We're believing in you. He's going to cook. It's coming. So that's what we're here to figure out.
I mean, I've been waiting. I've been waiting ever since week 1. Like, oh, when is it coming? When is it coming? I think bottom line is the cook doesn't have the right ingredients. I don't know.
He doesn't?
No.
Are you saying he's busted?
Bust him.
Bust him big time?
Absolutely busted.
He's
dude.
busted.
He's fraudulent. There's something seriously wrong in Denver. I don't know what it is. Is it coaching? Is it Russell Wilson himself? Because ever since that finger injury he had last year, it's never been the same.
Are you thinking, because they took the pin out eventually, pretty big pin.
Early, too.
Yeah, you thinking the pin should have stayed in? You think it's like an appendix type thing? Maybe they took the appendix out while they were taking the pin out?
It could have helped him.
Because that hurt Joe Burrow. Enhancer? We already figured that out. What's that?
Is that a performance enhancer?
The pin?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
You give a stiff arm with a little metal rod in your hand, it's a little more than just a meaty stiff arm, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I think we might be onto something here.
I don't know. I need to see. I'm never picking the Broncos again.
Never picking them again.
Never picking them again.
You're done.
Done.
What if they play? I don't know the schedule on the top of my head. What if they,
I'm definitely picking them again, but I want to say it because it goes with the whole busted theme and how much we don't like them right now. So
you're not picking them again. You're not picking. Okay.
Right,
but you're definitely gonna pick them again.
Yeah, we'll
all right. I'm sorry. I gotta go back. I gotta go back to this.
Oh, Jesus.
What's happening here?
What are we? Did the pop-up tent not make it to London? I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand. You don't do this out in the open. Take him to the locker room. What are we doing?
You can't be doing this on the sideline. Credit to the guy who got the film here.
Yeah.
That's big time. Somebody in London got the film of this.
Sent it to us.
Yeah. He got his ass hanging out. It's a pretty big booty, by the way. And then you got a little rub and tug action going on from the trainer. Well, then somebody comes up. You see, I didn't notice that until now. A coach comes up and kind of has a word with Holmes here.
Is he yelling at him?
He's like, it's the middle of the game. Getting an old-fashioned in the middle of the game? Are you kidding me? That's literally what he said.
Oh, you are the lip reader guy.
Old-fashioned in the middle of the game. Unbelievable. But busted or justified here. And I'm not talking about Holmes.
He definitely busted.
He definitely busted. We know that. So that doesn't take any investigation work. But the trainer's what I want to know.
He's taking a page out of DK's trainer's book.
DK? Mm-hmm. We don't know, but they brought DK back into the locker room. We don't know what happened. So the driver of that cart, DK, and the trainer that went with them,
we'll never know.
Justified. We just don't know. We don't have. There is inconclusive evidence, so we can't really look at the film at all, and they're safe. They're clean. But this is on the sideline, not even in the tent, not in the locker room, not in the tent. In their defense, it is in London. It is in London.
What does that mean?
That means
is that allowed in London?
I don't know the rules, man.
You can't just expose yourself in public.
Well, he didn't. Is this exposing?
He has his hand on his Johnson there,
but we don't see it.
Whoever's on the other side of the field we need the film over there. Then we'll get some conclusive evidence because this guy could have a Pete groin situation going on.
Yeah.
He could be getting a good old-fashioned goalie pull. We don't know. We just don't know.
I don't know what it possibly could be, though.
He's probably he's probably putting some icy hot on his nuts or something just to make him run a little faster.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Oh, it makes you run fast. Quicker than
Sounds like you experienced that before.
On accident.
So we know Holmes busted, but is the trainer busted in this scenario, or is it justified? Is he doing his job, or you think he's getting a little inappropriate?
Behind closed doors, justified.
But it's
out in the open, busted.
What about in the tent? What if he's like halfway out of the tent, like the trainer busted?
Yet completely in the tent. Completely in the tent, completely in the locker room, not on the field. This could have happened. How long is it going to take? Like, literally, you just go in the tunnel. You don't even have to go all the way back to the locker room. I don't understand.
It's a good point. You got a good point. All right. Everyone's getting busted right now. The trainer busted. Holmes busted.
We're pretty much the best investigators.
We're so good that I had to take us away for a second. We're back.
And we're back. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
What do we got next?
What do we got next here? We got This is the worst roughing the passer call in NFL history. You're in agreement, right?
Yep.
Worst in NFL history. Grady Jarrett sacks Tom Brady. The Falcons were just coming back. They were just coming back. Sacks them. They're going to have to punt, and the Falcons going to get the ball back, chance to go win the game. It's just your plain old sack. He whipped him a little bit, but
his head didn't even hit the ground.
Head didn't hit the ground. Not super vicious. Around the waist. You could see it in the picture. Everyone saw it, and everyone knows it's a bad one. But the ref, we're deciding not about Tom Brady. It's not about Grady Jarrett. The officials, this was Bogert's crew.
Oh, Jerome Boger, get him out of here.
Busted? Yeah, right.
I'm not a fan of Jerome Boger.
All right, you're already busting him.
He's busted, yeah.
He's busted big time. Not justified whatsoever. This is the crew that had to be taken out of the playoffs last year, so that actually it makes it easier for us. Right away, busted. But let me ask you this, though. Was this called because it was Tom Brady, or do you think other quarterbacks get the call as well? Do you think every quarterback? I don't think you think that every quarterback gets the call. What are your thoughts?
Well, this is what's weird is that not every quarterback's going to get this call.
You think it's only Tom Brady though, or you think like
the throw that pretty much killed Tua wasn't?
Well, it's Tua though.
Right, that was way worse. Didn't even get flagged.
If you tank for Tua, then you're allowed to tank Tua.
I don't know about that.
I think that's in the rules.
I hate
somewhere.
this whole. Because you're a veteran, you've been in the league a certain amount of years, you get calls. Like, what is that about? A rule is a rule. It doesn't matter who it is.
So you think that's what happened here?
It's a Tom Brady treatment, 100%.
All right, so busted again.
Yeah.
Double busted.
Yeah, he's busted.
Tom
He
Brady?
sold it a little bit, yeah.
And when he was kicking Grady Jarrett, was
he
it the
kicked
same
him off him, yeah. He
Yeah.
tried to kick him off him. He's like, dude, you got sacked. Just, all right. You're a competitor, I get it, but, don't kick the dude. Like, what?
So the officials busted. Tom Brady busted.
Yeah.
Grady Jarrett.
Great play.
I think kind of the opposite of finding players. I think they owe him maybe some money.
Yeah.
They need to start putting that into effect
Mm-hmm.
and start finding the reps, which I think everyone's been calling for forever. Well, and even after the game, they question the rep. Like, you never hear about it. It's like behind closed doors. It's like one question, like, what the hell was that? And they give some stupid answer. And it's like, I think, you know how much money the NFL's missing out on not airing, even on a YouTube channel, like the NFL YouTube channel, just air the refs just getting hammered with questions. You know how much money they would make on that?
That
makes it even more sketchy because they know how much money they would make on something like that, and they're still not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
A little sketchy. I don't know.
This is super weird. I don't understand. Like I said, I'm gonna keep saying it. I do not agree with certain players getting certain calls and certain players not getting calls. Penalty's a penalty. This is not a penalty, but a penalty is a penalty. Rules are rules. That's just how it goes. That's how it should be anyway.
So let's say they didn't call the penalty.
Mm-hmm.
They punted back to Atlanta. They were on a 15-0 run. They were down 21-15.
Mm-hmm.
Do the Falcons win?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Case closed.
Yep.
So the Falcons also busted.
Yep.
The worst roughing the passer call in NFL history. Are you in agreement with that?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This was a strip sack. As far as I'm concerned.
Strip sack. Chris Jones sacks Derek Carr. While sacking him, he takes the ball right from him. It wasn't like the giant sideline situation where he was giving Carr a rub down. He was just taking the actual football
Not
from
his
him.
ball. Gotcha.
Yeah. Just wanted to clarify there, so because we're trying to investigate and make the right decision here.
Mm-hmm.
But so we're all clear on the details. He took the football away from Derek Carr as he was sacking him. He landed on him, and they called roughing the passer. So you think this crew is busted, or is it justified? I mean, the only thing I'd say that the crew has going for them is that they have been trying to call these more where you land on a guy with your body weight. This one was definitely a little different, though, because there was no other way to sack him. I know Chris Jones, he's a big boy,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a lot of weight on Carr, but after all, with all that, he took the ball. This is the first sack in NFL history, the first roughing the passer call in NFL history while the defender that got called for roughing the passer had the ball in his possession.
Mm-hmm.
And again, not Derek Carr's ball, the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So that made it 10 times worse. So what are your thoughts?
This is a weird another weird situation where there's a big play in the game. Chiefs could have turned it around and put some points up before halftime. Raiders got 3 points out of this.
Yeah.
This is incredible. I mean,
Massive swing.
The Chiefs did turn around, though, and also get another 3 points before halftime with a massive field goal. Let me say that again. But this is, like you said, how else is he supposed to fall? He's falling and wraps him as he's falling, as he's stripping, but he's supposed to somehow pull this move that's out of the matrix and roll off him? Like, what are we expecting?
Supposed to give him the ball back and then roll.
Yeah, like,
because you can't do it without, I think, while you're holding the ball.
Like,
so give it back to him and then do a roll
Oh.
and then hand him to the ref. Like, here you go, because he's got him like a baby.
Can we just get like a reenactment on these terrible calls like this? Have the refs reenact it.
Another genius video.
And have them explain to me how they should have done it. How Chris Jones should have done it.
The crew themselves,
Yes.
they reenact.
Yes.
The NFL doesn't want to do it. We are more than happy to have these videos on our channel. So I don't know. This is a good idea here. So gold mine, too. It's just crazy the NFL doesn't.
They don't want to be great.
They don't. They want to be good. They don't want to be great. It's unfortunate. So we're in agreement that was the worst roughing call. Did we say busted? Busted. Okay, I think we almost forgot the bust right there.
The crew, the referee crew.
Oh,
not Derek Carr or anybody like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely felt this hit. He kind of stayed down a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was selling it because he knew he was getting flagged or knew that it was getting flagged or whatever. But I gonna. Like we said, Chris Jones is a big boy. It's a lot of weight coming down on you. So I think he just felt that.
The difference between the last one and this one, we busted the crew and Tom Brady. This one, we're just busting the crew?
Correct, yes.
Okay. All right, so Derek Carr's safe.
Yep.
He's safe. Justified right there. Derek Carr, the first one of the video, first one of the investigation.
It's true.
All right. Next, what do we got next? Matt Rhule.
Finally.
Finally he's fired. This is a different picture than last time, and he still looks like a guy who smells a fart. I said it right that time. Last time I busted. I busted last time. But yeah, I finally fired. So Matt Rhule, is he busted or justified? Before you answer right away, I think everyone watching, maybe you too, I got to stop you. They want to go busted. Like the guy did a terrible job, just awful. Like the Carolina Panthers, arguably the worst team in football right now, maybe at the end of last year, to the way they finished things, and they should not be that bad. So this guy is definitely busted. He's definitely guilty. But this guy gets to go sit on his fucking couch and collect $40 million, not coaching the Carolina Panthers. So not so fast on the busted. Is Matt Rhule justified? Did he do this on purpose? And that is the ultimate move, to go sit on your ass, collect the fucking $40 million, and call it a day. Go coach some college football, maybe. Go back to high school. I don't think he wants to do that. Yeah. I'm gonna have to bust him if he goes and does that. But so, what are you thinking?
This is what's weird. Like, yes, he has the stink face going on.
Yeah, major stink face.
In all these pictures of him like this, he's squinting out of his mind. Can the guy see?
I think every single picture is like this. I don't think there's a single picture of him without the stank face.
Like, if the sun's in your eyes, put sunglasses on, wear a visor, whatever you got to do.
So you're saying maybe he can't see, and that's why it's difficult for him to coach?
Maybe.
I think we just busted him.
Maybe he just like, oh yeah, great throw, Baker. Can't see nothing. It was picked off. Like he had no idea. I don't know.
Maybe he thought Darnold was Mark Sanchez the whole time.
That's a fair point.
Yeah,
that is a fair point. Not sure why, but it's a fair point.
It's valid. So he's busted for not being able to see, but is he busted or justified for the stank face? He's busted for sure. But is he busted or justified for being a shit coach? He's definitely busted for that. But is he busted or justified for financially pulling that maneuver, getting shit canned, and then collecting $40 million?
I'm going to go ahead and say justified.
Justified.
Let's give him one.
All
Second one of the video.
Yep, Derek Carr and Matt Rhule. But he also got busted like 50 times. But he ended it with a justified, canceled it all out.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
It's how you finish. Matt Rhule finished on top.
Financially.
He busted on top $40 million and with the stank face. Pretty ridiculous. I mean, you can't coach that. He is the coach. So that's a good thing you can't coach it.
Well, he can't coach teams either. But.
Well, yeah, that's true. All right. JaMarr Chase. JaMarr, I got to read this. JaMarr Chase's baby mama, Amber Nicole, asked the NFL and the Bengals to kick him. I think I just busted, by the way. And the Bengals to kick him out of the league for being a deadbeat dad and having his mom come over her house, not to her house, over her house to beat her up. Miss Nicole Miss Nicole previously said Chase doesn't like to shower. Let me run that back real quick. She wants the NFL and the Bengals to kick his ass out of the league for being a deadbeat dad and having his mom come over her house to beat her up. So JaMarr Chase is sending his mom over. We don't have the proof on the film, though, so keep that in mind.
Yep, it's in there.
Okay, good. But a big part of this is that apparently, according to Miss Nicole here, Chase doesn't like to shower.
I mean, that's just that's a low blow. I mean, this is you ever see like little kids arguing and then like they want to get and he doesn't shower. You're just like, okay, what did that have to do with what you're saying? I mean, he's clearly on the Ashton Kutcher regimen. I mean, that's clear.
Wait, why is that clear?
He doesn't shower.
Oh,
in case you didn't know.
I didn't know that. I'm not
to you.
keeping up to date with my Ashton Kutcher.
You should.
Yeah,
you should.
I got to get on top of that. I got to be better.
Couple things here. Let's start off on a serious note. All right.
All right.
If you're gonna have a kid, be a father. Okay. Be a father. Bottom line. But now we're gonna get to the real meat and potatoes of this story.
Wait, so do you think Chase was busted for his?
Father. He's not. If it's true and he's not being a good father, not like being a father
busted,
to his
just for that
son
little
or
part?
kid, whatever, busted. That's
okay.
Terrible. But now I'm trying to understand this whole who comes to whose house and who beats up who.
JaMarr Chase's mom goes to Miss Nicole, Amber Nicole.
Okay.
She spells her name, if that's right, Ambar, unless that's a typo. She's busted for that one, I think. Yeah. Yep. So JaMarr Chase's mama over to Amber Nicole's house to beat her up, just whoop her ass real good, apparently.
Go to the authorities. You don't take this to Twitter.
Yeah. So she busted for that
busted.
too. All right, she's busted. She could be making it up. We don't know. Yeah, it doesn't help that none of this is on film. If Chase doesn't shower, then I think he's busted. But I don't know if we know. I don't know if.
But if he's not showering, this could be a situation where he wants the defenders to be like, oh, this guy stinks. I don't want to tackle him. I don't want to guard him. You know,
that's good.
That's a smart move.
That's smart one. Or he could have just been showering at the facilities the whole time. She just didn't. She's not there.
Is she keeping tabs on when he showers?
So Chase is justified on that. He's definitely justified.
If he's showering at the facility,
I don't really care what he's doing. He's justified. All right. Question: Can you kick a guy out of the league or off the team for not showering?
I don't think so.
And being a deadbeat dad?
I don't think so.
You know, I don't think I've seen that done. I'm trying to recall any moment.
Adrian Peterson,
yeah. We didn't get kicked out of the league. Got put on a special list that was made up for Adrian Peterson. So since JaMarr Chase, I don't think could be kicked off the team for being a deadbeat dad, telling his mom to go beat her up.
Wait,
or not
he tells his mom that?
I guess that's just having his mom come over her house to beat her up.
These are some egregious claims.
Yeah.
I mean, we need
There's
some more
a lot
evidence.
there, but there's not a lot of evidence. I don't think he can get kicked out of the league for that. We'll have to go through the rule book, the policies to see if you could be kicked out of the league for not showering. But as of right now, maybe more investigating to be done. I think JaMarr Chase is justified here.
Yeah, we need to see more.
And overall, the baby mama, I can't really bust her at the same time. I should, but I can't really do it.
Because we don't, again, evidence. If she's being honest, she's justified. If she's BSing us, busted.
Yeah. What do we got next? Oh, Riverboat. Ron Rivera. When asked why the Cowboys, Giants, and Eagles are all further ahead in their rebuilds than Washington, Ron Rivera said one word. He didn't say one word, but he said one word.
Started with one word.
The quote, quarterback. That's why, quarterback. So he basically just took Carson Wentz and just threw him right under the bus.
Do you see Alex Smith kind of upset with it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone's happy about this.
This is a weird one. I mean, Ron Rivera's been in the league since, 97? 25 years? And he doesn't know better than, you probably shouldn't trash your quarterback or start any of that stuff during the season if you don't have plans on getting rid of him. Makes no sense.
He apologized later. He said he apologized to the team and basically the media took it the wrong way. I don't know if that changes. I think you were going towards he's busted.
He's definitely busted.
Oh, he's definitely busted?
I think he's not only busted, he's on the hot seat.
I agree with the hot seat, but for the first time in this investigation, I'm actually going to disagree with you. I don't think he's busted. I think it's justified here because he's Riverboat Ron. I mean, he's gambling. He's gambling with this move. I'm going to go and throw my quarterback under the bus purposely so he gets his fucking head out of his ass, goes into Soldier Field where I used to play. I used to play at Sloppy Soldier, and my quarterback, because he's pissed off, even if it's at me, he's going to go beat the Sloppy Soldier Chicago Bears in Thursday Night Football because what I did. It's just a classic, absolute classic Riverboat Ron move.
Bulletin board material is what you think it is.
It is, and he might have just saved his fucking job with this move here. He's still on the hot seat.
If Carson has a terrible game,
then I'm busted.
You're busted, and
I already busted. We were talking the last one. We were talking about
again.
Forget it.
Again,
I'm busted again.
This is so strange to me. I mean, you don't bash your quarterback unless you're going to bench him. You don't bash him, and even then, you don't do that. Look at the Niners, how in the offseason they kind of pushed Jimmy G away.
I'm just
never once was he bad talk.
I'm disagreeing with you.
Let me clarify.
All right.
Let me clarify. I agree with Ron Rivera. I agree with him.
Wentz stinks, basically.
Wentz stinks. Statistically, sure, you can make a case that he's okay, right? But you see him play, he's too dumb. He makes way too many mistakes. He's not a good quarterback anymore. He was at one point, not anymore. But you just don't say it. I know, again, don't disagree with what he's saying. You just don't do that.
I think most people would be in agreement with everything you said. I'm just in a disagreement, though. I think because the riverboat angle where he's trying something, I just think he's got nothing to lose here. It's really bad right now. Things are going poorly. Wentz, like you said, isn't playing well. So if I kind of rip my quarterback a little bit, I don't think he did too much damage doing it. I think it could have been much worse. Worth a shot, basically.
Yeah, but if you're going to go down that road, you go down that road.
Yeah, and if they lose to the Bears on Thursday night, then I'm busting everywhere. Like it's done. I'm busted big time.
But like we said, bulletin board material. Keep in mind the Bears are wearing the orange helmets and orange jerseys. Riverboat Ron realizes this.
Yeah,
and he's trying to, like you said, light a fire under his quarterback. We'll see.
Maybe he should actually light that fire. Like, I think, that'd be another riverboat move.
Icy hot, like we've been talking about. Icy hot in the gooch. It's phenomenal.
Giants are winning. They're icy hotting the gooch.
Of all their players.
Of all their players. Yeah, that was the only one that wasn't in the blue tent or the locker room, so that's why we saw it. So, division rival, they're winning. It's working for them. It's not for the Commanders. Figure it out. They figured it out. We're gonna. I see. Apparently, that's what they're doing. I don't know.
Sure.
Okay. And then Cam Hayward. On Twitter, after another loss, a fan was basically an angry fan, either that or a troll. It could be a troll. We don't know. Somebody else is investigating that on who's on Twitter here. But the fan said, it was basically replying to a tweet, said, "I can't stand Tomlin, and he's a fraud and clown." That's been carried by Ben. Who's Ben?
Big Ben.
Oh, okay. Ben his entire career. However, Cam Hayward was running 30 yards downfield again to make tackles that the linebackers wouldn't make. So that's what that's what the fan said, but that's not the end of it. Cam Hayward retweeted that tweet.
Tough look.
Of that angry fan or troll. I didn't realize that was Ben Roethlisberger. I thought it was Uncle Ben.
No.
Uncle Ben's rice? I thought that's what he was talking about.
No.
Okay.
Let me add another angle in here.
All right.
Is this Cam Haywards burner? He's kind of tooting his own horn here. Like,
yeah,
there were other positives. Like, yeah, they lost. There's other positives, though. It's not just Cam Hayward, but he's the only one who's mentioned. Like, interesting.
Oh, you're saying this angry fan / troll is actually Cam Hayward's burner?
That's where I'm going.
That would be. I mean, that'd be wild. He'd be busted big time. But to add on top of this, Cam Hayward then unretweeted it and said he accidentally it was a butt retweet. Clicked it with his butt. I'm on Twitter all day, every day. I don't think I've ever done that. I know I haven't done that. So that's a little interesting.
Who keeps their phone in their back pocket?
He is a large man, though.
But who keeps their phone in their back pocket?
Apparently,
Psychopaths.
Hayward. But he's a large man, so maybe his ass got hit something somehow.
He's lying. He's lying. He's busted.
You're
Put it on the
busting him?
screen. He's busted. He's
All right,
a liar.
so this is I gotta go a little more in depth in this one. All right, so first, I'm reading the tweet that he retweeted, and it's talking about Tomlin. That Tomlin is head coach, which is one of the better coaches of all time, really.
True.
It's very hard for me to believe that Cam Hayward thinks this, but this is bad. I'm going to bust him, at first when I'm first reading this tweet. And then I see the second part, and it's, however, Cam Hayward was running 30 yards downfield, again, to make tackles that linebackers wouldn't make. So then when I see that, I'm thinking sometimes players are retweeting like my tweets too, but I don't tag them. You would actually have to search their own name.
Oh, God.
Players do it all the time, believe it or not. I've had several NFL players I know that do that. I have done that. So what I'm thinking here is Cam Hayward searched his own name, and then right away he saw his name, which is at the end of that tweet. Cam Hayward was running 30 yards downfield, basically applauding him, giving him credit. And Hayward's like, yeah, I like that. And then, pretending he's Kirk Cousins for a second, and then retweets it. And then he further reads the tweet, or people kind of give him shit, and then kind of realizes what he says and unretweets it. So then I'm thinking, all right, even though he's searching his own name, that's a little ridiculous. That's a whole other situation. I think it's kind of justified. I think he was just caught just looking for making himself look good, feel good, all those things, and he wasn't really trying to attack anyone or call anyone out, so I'm thinking it's justified. But then he comes out, see, we're all over the place with this one. Then he comes out with the ass retweet, and that is where he's busted. He did not. I don't think he needed to tweet that. That made it so much worse, because no one is buying that. Nobody's buying that. He should have just said it straight up. What it might have been like, I didn't read the full tweet. I saw keywords and I retweeted it, but then I realized what it actually said, and I had to unretweet it because I don't believe everything that it said. And then there you go. It's done.
It's cleared up that way.
But he talked about it being a butt retweet, which is complete bullshit. So he's busted big time.
This is what's weird to me. If he wants to really fluff his ego by searching his name and all that kind of stuff, simple solution, dude. Go to YouTube. Type in Cam Hayward highlights.
Yeah.
Probably some sweet music over it. He's watching just play after play that he's made in his whole career. And just speaking of music, though,
you think this is the music that's over the Cam Hayward highlight?
I would put this over. I'd put this over this story. We should have been playing this music the whole time.
We should have. Along with the new official videos, we're gonna on the channel that the NFL is afraid to do. We're gonna make a Cam Hayward highlight tape with this music over it.
I'm in. I'll just reenact his highlights. This music
okay.
is really going on.
Yeah, I mean, listen to this while you're reenacting the highlights. You'll play even better than Cam Hayward.
Probably. I mean, they'll sign me. I mean, not available. I'm retired. But,
Appendix is gone.
Yeah.
All right. So busted, right?
Yeah, we're all in agreement.
So who was justified here? I think Derek Carr, Matt Rhule, even though he busted quite a few times, he eventually ended up being justified. And then JaMarr Chase.
Until further notice, JaMarr Chase.
Yeah. So I think we did a good job here. I think
we did a great job. That was a great episode of the news.
It was. I mean, everyone's very fortunate they got the special edition of the news, and we hope to bring it back. So there was just so much to investigate this week. Mm-hmm. It was such an epic week of it was rare
investigations.
We were lucky to get it, like all these investigations. So hoping it happens. Hoping it happens again sometime soon. But I think that wraps it up. I'm gonna need that fucking music again. Play us that music. Yep. All right. But that's gonna wrap up the Goat House Investigates. You're heading into week 6. Join us next week. I don't know what the fuck we'll come up with. We'll come up with something. It's going to be good. It's going to be It's going to be good. But that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. I can't click at the same time.